Hey, what's up everyone? This video is about the new Porsche, and I see a lot of people complaining about they don't know how to drive Porsches, and I get it. I used to be like that too. I used to hate Porsches because they don't react like the other cars do. Well, today I'm gonna give you some insights on driving Porsches. Hopefully it helps. But also in a previous video I brought up how the best upgrade you can do for a car is the tires, because that's the only part that's touching the ground. Okay, now that's something I've heard and it makes sense, but I thought, you know what, why don't we test it with this Porsche here? And I said the second best upgrade is to make the car lighter, because then you just have less inertia all around. You accelerate better, you brake better, you steer better. Everything's better if the car's lighter. So today I'm gonna test that in this car. I ran some laps. This is the best lap I got on here. I ran a 1:17. This is the fastest lap right here that we're watching. Not perfect, but you know, that's just how I drive. So I've also mentioned I like comparing the same car. One car I'll have all the horsepower. The other car I will focus on handling, brakes, and lightness and stuff. And I like to compare the two. So I'm gonna try doing that today. Probably gonna be a longer video, but we'll see. Okay, so that was the stock 911 Turbo S Lichtbau, which apparently Lichtbau means lightweight or something, which is weird because, you know, I was looking at the other Porsches and this isn't all that light. I don't know why they bother. I don't know. Anyway, so what we're gonna do first, it comes with Sport Hards. Let's upgrade the tires. I'm not sure how these compare because, so we got Sport Soft, but are Sport Soft grippier than Racing Hards? I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. I'll have to run that. I'll have to run that test one day. Okay. We upgraded the tires. Let's see how this thing does. Oh. Okay, so as far as driving Porsches goes, I've mentioned this in a previous video, but when you're driving a car, you're not just controlling the tires. What you're doing is you're controlling the weight of the car, the inertia. And you're doing that with the tires, because the tires are what touches the ground, right? Holy cow. Off to a bad start. Yeah, I'm gonna have to recalibrate here, try to keep this car on the track. So the thing with a rear engine car like a Porsche, all the inertia is in the back. So you think normally you come to a turn, you hit the brakes and you plant the front wheels down in the ground, you turn the wheels and you start going through the turn, right? But that's not how Porsches are. Porsches, you generally should brake in a straight line, as straight as you can, and try to accelerate through the turn, steer with the throttle. So the thing is, using the tires and stuff, what you're really doing, you're trying to lead the back end through the turn. Okay, you normally try to aim your car to go through the apex, right, of the corner, the driving line that you want. So in a Porsche or a rear engine car, you're trying to aim the rear of the car to go on that driving line, because that's the inertia, that's the mass that's carrying the car through the turn. The mass is in the back of the car. And I almost think you should grab like a moderately powered Porsche and put the worst tires on it and try driving that around, and you'll see that the back wants to spin out all the time. So practice driving with very bad tires on it. You'll learn that you gotta brake in a straight line, and you're kind of leading the rear of the car through the turn using the throttle. Alright, let's see if I can lock in here. Oh, 116, so there you go. I'm already a second faster. And all I really did there was just keep the car on the track. I didn't really, see, look at that. So my general rule is if I'm trying to set a fast lap, I usually give myself 3 laps. If I can't get a good lap in 3 laps, then I'm either off that day or the car is just not really handleable. Honestly, you should never really blame the car. It's always the driver. But some cars can be tuned so strangely that they're just sort of undrivable. So, I'm gonna give it one more lap here. Try to lock in here. 115, nice. Probably could have carried that through, but not real confident driving this car yet. I don't really want to try to power slide a whole turn like that. I don't know if you guys have heard that saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And it's true. When you drive all aggressively and attack turns and stuff, you're actually not really gonna get a good lap time driving like that. Because what's funny, like I was saying, the inertia, the weight of the car, if you can keep the weight evenly distributed between all 4 tires, front and rear, side to side, that's probably going to give you the best lap time. I like to do a little dig, just see how it grips. Pretty good. All right, so we knocked 2 seconds off with the tire upgrade. And you can see in the data, it wasn't all in one lap. So I'm gonna put stock tires back on. And now we're gonna make the car lighter. So I had already started to mod this. This is the stock weight, 2844 with a 40-60 weight ratio. I tried to mod it before I came here so I wouldn't have to waste so much time, but so that right there is about 300 pounds removed. Let's see how it runs now with the stock tires on. So again, I'm using a controller. I don't have a steering and gas pedal set up, so I can't control the throttle that well. Somebody could drive way better being able to control the throttle, but for me, I just have to tap the accelerator button 3 turns. And I actually think that keeps the weight evenly distributed front to rear when I drive like that. You know, because you're kind of constantly accelerating, decelerating, so your weight's going back and forth over the tires. Oop. That was a decent line until I went off the side there. Back to 117. Let's see. I didn't feel like I made too much of a mistake in that lap, so didn't hit a cone. I thought I hit a cone there. Okay, if this isn't any better, nope. Jeez Louise. Let's check the dig. Yep. Okay, so 200 pounds lighter, not much better. This is what I meant by it was a different lap. See, that was the best time. The second lap was the best time through that section. First lap was a better time through that section. Second lap was a better lap time through that section. So if I was able to do this one, and this all in one lap, then the time would be even better. So, yeah, so going lightweight, I knocked off 0.3 of a lap. Let's go even lighter. Since you can in this game. Okay, another 200 pounds off there. About 140 off. I think that's it. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is to compare a tire upgrade to making the car lighter. So basically we're chasing that 115 lap time that I got with the good tires. look at that. We're getting into fifth gear. Oh, I think we did before too. I don't know. Oh, I should have. I cut through these turns real good on one lap. I should have watched the replay. Oh well. Oh, so it looks like getting all the way to stage 3 lightness. Is comparable to a tire upgrade. Let's run one more lap here, see if we can get better than that 115.9. You might find with a lighter car, it's going to slide more because you got less pressure pushing down on your tires. But you know, you got to adapt. Like any upgrade, you got to calibrate your driving to the car. So if your car's sliding, that means turn earlier. You know, slide through the apex. And yeah, what I'm saying is like hypothetical, like theoretical textbook driving. I'm not necessarily capable of doing that myself, but you gotta know what to aim for. Oh, slower lap, dude, look at that. Jeez. Let's run one more. I think I'm kind of attacking it too aggressively. Boo. Okay, I'm gonna call that our results there. So now, lightweight plus the tire upgrade. Let's just see what the performance points were real quick. So this was a 603. Lightweight, 590. Yeah, so even in the game, they consider tires to be a better upgrade. Oh man. Oh, this feels crazy. Yeah, it's way more responsive being this light. It was supposed to go into first gear on that turn. All right, 113. Okay. We're at 21 minutes. I'm going to run it a little longer here. So what's our PP at there? 631. Ran a 113. Okay, got a little surprise for you guys. Same car, but this has the engine swap. Excuse me. Oh, I added a ballast. Okay, so this engine is lighter than the stock engine. I added a ballast to get it to the stock weight to try and make it a little more fair and comparable. So here we go. What's that? About 250 more horsepower. Also, this engine revs up higher. Oh, burn it out in a second. So stock weight, stock tires, just more power basically. And more RPMs. Smooth as fast, right? So yeah, Real Pro could pitch the back end into a turn and slide that all the way through. I'm not that good. I can hit it perfectly sometimes, sort of accidentally. And it takes a lot of driving for me to calibrate to like one single car or a track or whatever. And I just don't play this game that much anymore compared to... I used to play Gran Turismo 3 like a lot. And I got real good. I got pretty freaking good at some of those cars there in Gran Turismo 3. Yeah, so the thing about Gran Turismo, I guess they didn't have like Porsche licensing. They didn't used to have Porsches in the game. What they did have though is the roofs though. They have roofs. Roof is a tuning brand that tunes Porsches. So they had like the roof Yellowbird in the game. And yeah, man, just couldn't drive it. Would always spin out. And honestly, it wasn't until recently that I realized like all the weight is in the back. You gotta focus your driving around the inertia being in the back of the car. See, I'm not necessarily a good driver. Do as I say, not as I do. But I have put a lot of thought into what makes cars react the way they do. What did I run before? 113? Yeah, so this is running 116s. Okay, so I don't know, for an expert driver, maybe it's different. But for me, slapping on more horsepower doesn't make you faster. What did I run here? 630, 18, so I ran a 116. Okay, so this is my lightweight run right here. And as you can see, they're only 0.1 second apart, but the more horsepower is 40 plus more performance points. So yeah, so sometimes you can't just add horsepower. Oop. Just adding horsepower doesn't necessarily mean your car is faster. Let's take this back to the normal weight, and we'll see what this engine upgrade's like on the stock vehicle. Wanted to burn out there in fourth gear. Yeah, it feels faster. Missed that turn. It's kind of upsetting when you're trying to set a good lap time and you mess up on like the first, second corner. Yeah, also the thing is too, some cars sliding around is slower. Dang. Porsches are it's almost like you have to slide driving a Porsche. So I don't know any better way to explain it, but the inertia is in the back. You're leading the car using the steering wheel and the front wheels to lead the back into the turn. It's like the best way I can explain it. And sometimes, you know, you can hit it like kind of perfectly. That wasn't it. Let's see if I can get a good example of a turn here. I think I should have went back on that replay. It is expert driving, knowing how to handle a Porsche. Because I think it's counterintuitive. That's the problem people have with it. Because even saying it sounds weird. Like, what do you mean you're leading the back of the car through the turn? Because it's almost like you'd think people that know how to drift would do well in a Porsche, but it's not necessarily drifting either. You know, they're using front engine rear wheel drive cars for drifting. You're going to get different behavior from a rear engine car. So that wasn't a great turn, but I did lead the back through the turn, the way I was saying. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to hop in a Porsche. Like I said, get the worst tires on there. Learn to get around a track on the worst tires without sliding off the track. Slow, smooth. Then slowly upgrade your tires. Let's check the replay. I notice a lot of people drive like this too, which I used to do that. In Gran Turismo 3, I used to drive like this, where you're looking down at the car. And then Gran Turismo 4, they kind of changed the physics or something. I didn't like it. And then I learned to drive from inside the car, and I think that's the best way to do it, personally. Jeez. It does not look good from this angle. Yeah, so it's almost like when you turn, you're kind of dipping the front in to have the back slide out. See me tapping the throttle. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching. See you next time.